ladies and gentlemen, we have here the Magnus, the new Battle Pass tank. Look at it in all of its beauty and splendor. I love the camo, I love the eagle, I love the animation. Now the question is it a good tank? Should you buy it? Well, if you bought the Battle Pass, you better be buying it. And ultimately, the most important question is how does this compare to its big brother, the American Tier 6 tech tree tank, the M6, which is a fantastic tank. I can tell you I played about 15 battles with the tank so far, and I think it's fantastic. So let's jump into a comparison, and we got some ridiculously good replays today. A game that you will not want to miss. Our first game is just an absolute epic game, epic finish, 4,000 damage in a Tier 6. So let's jump into the reviews, and we will get there. A quick comparison: Magnus is on the left, M6 on the right. And you can see these tanks are very similar. I'm going to only highlight the differences, and the main difference, and there's not a lot. You can see the DPM is exactly the same. There is absolutely no difference there. There is higher elevation on the M6, 30 degrees. That is something. Not very important. That doesn't matter. The speed of the M6 is a little bit slower. So the Magnus, and I felt this a little bit when I drove it. It felt a little, top speed was a little faster. Power to weight's 8% difference, the same. It's the same thing. And the effective hit point to weight is no difference. The Magnus has a significantly faster no mod traverse. That's your rotation, and it feels faster. It feels a little bit faster than the M6. The other big advantage, obviously, is just the credit coefficient. You make money playing this tank. You do not make money playing the M6. I will give you an in-depth armor comparison momentarily, but I would say that there are a few small differences. But hey, look, these tanks are basically the same thing. Let's get into this armor comparison. So the M6 is an epic tank. The armor is in the front. The Magnus is an M6. The armor is in the front. If you think this thing has side armor, you're wrong, and you're going to get destroyed. If you get penned with this tank, it's because you got shot in the side, more than likely. So Magnus on the left, M6 on the right. What you're seeing between these two is that the armor profile is quite similar. You got to keep an eye on, this is AP on the left, the Magnus, that's AP. On the right, that's APCR. There's AP versus AP. There is slightly better armor on the Magnus for AP and APCR. This is being viewed from the view of a VK36 shooting them, as you can see the difference between them. However, the standard thing I'd look at this is with a VK36, with Pramo, you can pen the front. Without Pramo, you're going to be very lucky to pen the front. You can see the Magnus just has a little bit better turret. It's got smaller, Lech is you're shooting me actually, and you can see that there's fewer places to shoot when you're shooting the Magnus. And there are a few holes there that Lech is doing, and realistically, you're never going to get shot there. Using AP, people are just not going to pen you. There are very few spots to shoot with AP. Also, as a final note with the Magnus, I know some noobs are going to be trying to shoot that eagle, and that's not going to work. And you got spaced armor there where Lech just shot as an example. Let's jump into this amazing replay we have. And the replay is by Commando Wizard. He's in the GRDT clan, and Commando Wizard is in Himmelsdorf, probably, oh, by the way, I love that damn animation. I'm never going to get sick of it. He is in Himmelsdorf. There's probably no better grounds for the Magnus to fight than Himmelsdorf. And right away, there are quite a few Magnusi out there these days. Our Commando Wizard faces another Magnus right away after he goes to the decap. And of course, the decap is a great way, and I think it's a great place to be. He gets shot in the side there. As I've said to you guys when we were looking at the armor for this profile is in the front of the tank. It's just like the T1 Heavy. It's like a lot of American tanks, especially earlier on. Terrific front armor, no side armor, and they have huge sides. So you've got to really work on your angles here. If you have the M6 EXP or the M6, the Tier 7, you know this. This thing also has a terrific turret. And Commando there is reaching out a little far, but the KV-1S does not take advantage, does not get a shot off. He looks like he was reloading. And Commando takes a side shot there that did not go through. And in the beginning of this match, he is able to actually, the bases, things look good. It's a 7-on-7. Well, there it goes. 5-on-7 now. But they do have some bases, but you notice C is getting capped. And D finally did get capped, but it took a long time to get rid of that KV-1S for this, both the Eraser. There's another Battle Pass tank. And there is a very helpful PZ-4G ramming into the side of the Magnus for no reason at all and slowing him down. First bounce there of the day. There will be a few more, as you can imagine. When you play with the Magnus, and if you angle it right, I would say Commando is not angling it as aggressively as I do. I like to keep everything in front of me. Been playing my Tiger 2 a lot recently, trying to fix my stats with it. And, you know, it's the same kind of principle here. If it's in front of you, it'll probably bounce, 50% chance or so. If it's behind you to the side of you, it's going to pen the hell out of you. So angle, 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 there we go. Perfect example. And, you know, we talked about the no-mod traverse of this tank being a little bit better than the M6, at least on paper, if that's correct. And the reality of that is that allows you to do that. When you are looking at 2 or 3 tanks, angle towards them. And when you get shot, bounce one, angle to the next. Kind of common sense here, guys. Again, could have angled a little bit more, probably got another bounce there, but still plenty of hit points here. Still plenty of meat left on the bone. Pounds that Ram 2. I don't even know who has a Ram 2. And there is the what the hell is that thing called? The PZ, KPF, PZW, QQQ 1275 Star Chaser. Nice shot into the Ram 2. Now, he notices right here, okay, so it's a 1-on-3 at this point. We got Kalabanov situation here. Beautiful job on the Star Chaser. And the biggest problem that Commando had here is that look at the bases. He is about to lose D. He's lost A and C. D just got flipped, and he is down 438 to 672, and he's got 2 tanks against him. This is where the game really starts. Now, one of them is a Spike, so that is not too concerning. The other one is a 12T. AMX 12Ts are pesky little tanks. They're not bad, probably the best of the AMX line until you get into the bat chats. And the AMX 12T could theoretically cause a lot of havoc. Now, this Spike, I don't know what he was thinking there, but Commando, terrific job shooting him through the bricks and taking him out. Now, I thought for sure when I watched this the first time, this is all over. He's at 3,500 damage, ladies and gentlemen. It's already North America #1, Hall of Fame #1. But you're never going to believe the way this ends. So, AMX 12T, all he has to do is run. The Magnus is fast, not that fast, but this guy wants to fight. And Commando has a little bit of a hard time wiggling this thing over there. I didn't know how this would end, but he takes a great bounce there. He's got a few hit points. He can take a few bounces. And the AMX 12T bounces all of those shots. He gets a nice shot there. And oh, the epic ram by Commando. He lifts him up, tosses him down, and blows him apart. Oh my God, what an ending. I mean, seriously, terrific job, terrific game. 4,300 damage, 5 kills, 13-17 base in a tier 5. Oh, that was awesome. What an ending, what a game. And I love the use of the Magnus there. You know, front armor can do a lot of damage on some big carry. So Commando, welcome to the channel. Thanks for sharing that replay on Blitz Stars. We have one more game for you for those who are willing to stick around in Port Bay. There is Lech in his Magnus, and guess what? Ronan in my Magnus is his Toon partner. And so if you are interested in seeing more Magnus damage, stick around. I will say, though, the best game was the previous one. But Lech plays this tank very well. Right up front, in Port Bay, you go here. If you're a heavy, you go here. This is where you go. We noticed that our meds did not go to where they belong. They were behind Lech. Lech bounces 695 damage in the first 45 seconds of this match. That's a good sign of things to come. I realized the meds did not go to over there to whatever that is called over there, that ridge where meds have to go in this game, and especially at higher tiers. I do forget that in lower tiers it doesn't matter quite as much. I was making my way over there, and this team against us did a nice job of huddling together. They just, honestly, between Lech beating the hell out of him, and I held them off. So I couldn't climb the wall over there and help Lech from the traditional medium spot. And to be honest, I mean, the Magnus still has pretty bad dispersion. I'm not sure it really would have worked anyway. But Lech gets a nice shot there, nice lead as well to that shot. And you see the 4 of these guys are kind of huddled together, and they saw me in the ditch, which, by the way, if you go in that ditch, you got to get ready for it. And I did. I knew I was going to take a shellacking in the ditch. What I was able to do, quite frankly, is hold them off for as long as I can to get my team, which was incredibly inactive. You can see there's still one in the spawn, another medium and light asking for help. I have no idea why. And Lech just takes apart that Chinese TD, which name I can't recall right now. And then he comes up behind me. I was dead a long time ago, and Lech, I think, knew, based on the fact that 4 tanks attacked me at once, or 5, that I was a goner. However, it's a 4-on-2. Lech shanks a shot there. Again, the Magnus, you can see that the thing about the M6 and the Magnus is the same thing. The mobility is fantastic. These tanks have great mobility for their size, and especially for the front armor. If you've had the T1 Heavy, you understand. And it builds you up to the E5 and all these tanks. The E5, the M103 are very similar in that they have great mobility for their size and great front armor, and they have good guns. The guns here, not great. The Magnus is fine. You can make it work. But the real story of this tank is the combination of decent speed and excellent front armor, just terrific front armor. If you are thinking about buying the battle pass just for this tank, I probably wouldn't. You're not going to pay for that off. Just play the M6. It's too similar. But I love the battle pass. I like getting the gold, the vaults, the camos, everything else that comes along with it. And I really like this tank. I strongly encourage you to, if you have it, make sure you earn it. It's a great tank. Nice job there by Lech and me, I guess. 2,318 by Lech, 1,452 by me. Held him off. This Magnus can hold a spot, and Lech finished it off. Hope you like this video. Please sub to the channel, and thanks for watching.